Welcome to this moment of reflection and 30 days journey. A moment where we confront something we often set out to achieve, yet find ourselves falling short of time and time again. You know the feeling. The goals are set, the plans are made. There's that incredible surge of motivation, the one where you feel deep in your bones that this time it will be different. This is the time you finally master true discipline. But a week later, maybe two, you're back where you started. The gym shoes are untouched, the alarm is snoozed again, and that big project sits waiting. And you're left with that quiet, gnawing question: why does it never stick? Why does that powerful feeling always fade, leaving you in the same cycle? If you are tired of that cycle, if you are done relying on a feeling that never lasts, then this reflection is for you. We are not going to talk about getting motivated. We are going to build a blueprint, a system built not on fleeting feelings, but on practical, daily actions that construct a form of willpower that actually lasts. This isn't about trying harder, it's about training smarter. And it starts with understanding what self-discipline truly is. The great misunderstanding: why your efforts have failed. I think the single biggest reason most of us fail to build discipline is a fundamental misunderstanding of what it is. We've been taught to chase motivation. We watch the inspiring videos, read the powerful quotes, and we wait for that lightning bolt of energy to strike so we can finally act. But motivation? It's a fickle friend. It's an external force, a temporary spark, powerful in the moment, but ultimately unreliable. It's like the weather. It comes and goes, and you have no real control over it. And discipline, on the other hand, is not a feeling. It is a skill. It is an internal capacity you can build, train, and strengthen over time, almost like a muscle. Think about it. Discipline is the ability to do what you have to do, when you have to do it, whether you feel like it or not. It's the bridge between your goals and your accomplishments. While motivation might be the spark that gets you to start the car, discipline is the engine that actually drives you to your destination, day in and day out, regardless of the weather. Many of us operate under the false assumption that disciplined people are somehow different, that they were born with more willpower. But that's a myth. They've simply learned to operate from a different framework. They understand a core principle that escapes most people: the stark choice between two types of pain. There is the pain of discipline, and there is the pain of regret. The pain of discipline is temporary. It's the discomfort of waking up early, of pushing through that tough workout, of doing the hard work when you'd rather be relaxing. It's a short-term investment. The pain of regret, however, is permanent. It's that feeling, years from now, of looking back and wondering, what if? What if I'd started that business? What if I had taken care of my health? The pain of discipline weighs ounces, but the pain of regret weighs tons. The most successful and disciplined people aren't emotionless robots. They feel the same pull of temptation as everyone else. The difference is, they have made a conscious decision that the temporary pain of discipline is infinitely preferable to the crushing, long-term weight of regret. This blueprint is about learning how to make that same choice, not through sheer force, but through a systematic approach. And that system begins inside your own brain. The science of willpower, rewiring your brain for discipline. For decades, we've talked about self-discipline as if it were some mystical character trait. But modern neuroscience is beginning to show us that willpower isn't just an idea. It's connected to a physical part of your brain that you can intentionally train. Now, let's go even deeper. Deep within your brain is a region called the Anterior Mid-Cingulate Cortex, or AMCC. You can think of this as your brain's control room for perseverance. It's the part that activates when you decide to do something you don't particularly want to do, whether that's tackling a difficult task or pushing through that last mile of a run. It's the biological seat of what we call grit. Here's the most critical insight from the research: the AMCC is not fixed. It behaves like a muscle. When you intentionally engage in activities that are difficult, Your AMCC activates and, over time, can grow stronger. Every single time you choose the difficult path, every time you get up when the alarm rings, every time you do one more rep, you are literally performing a neurological workout. You are physically reinforcing the neural pathways that make the next act of discipline easier. This isn't just a metaphor, it's a biological reality. Studies suggest that individuals with higher levels of persistence often have a greater amount of gray matter in their AMCC. This means that the more you practice discipline, the more robust this part of your brain can become, creating a positive feedback loop. A stronger AMCC gives you more willpower, which allows you to take on bigger challenges, which in turn strengthens your AMCC even more. This discovery should completely reframe how you see your own potential. Your capacity for self-discipline is not something you either have or you don't. It is something you build. It is a trainable skill. In fact, some research has suggested that self-discipline can be a more significant predictor of success than even IQ. This makes it one of a handful of truly valuable skills you can cultivate. So, forget the story that you're just not a disciplined person. The truth is, you have a piece of neural hardware inside your head designed for this exact purpose. You just need to learn how to turn it on and train it consistently. This blueprint will show you exactly how to do that, starting with the very first pillar, the blueprint. 5 actionable pillars of lasting self-discipline. Now we get to the core of this system. This is not a list of vague motivational tips. This is a 5-pillar blueprint for systematically constructing discipline from the ground up. Pillar 1, start absurdly small, the momentum principle. The greatest enemy of discipline is overwhelm. We look at a massive goal, write a book, get in shape, and the sheer scale of it paralyzes us. Our brain screams for us to retreat to comfort. So, what if the solution is to trick your brain by making the first step so laughably small that it's impossible to refuse? Instead of committing to a 2-hour workout, commit to putting on your workout clothes and exercising for just 10 minutes. If even that feels like too much, make it 5. The goal isn't the workout. The goal is to build the habit of showing up. If you need to write a report, don't think about the whole thing. Commit to writing just 2 paragraphs. If you need to do your taxes, commit to just gathering the documents for 5 minutes. If you need to declutter your home, your task for today is to find just 5 items to organize or throw away. A 5-minute task is non-threatening, but what happens is almost magical. First, you build a small win. You prove to yourself you can follow through. Second, you harness the power of momentum. More often than not, once you start, you'll find yourself willing to continue. The hardest part is always getting started. This makes starting effortless. A powerful strategy within this is the 2-minute rule. If a task takes less than 2 minutes, do it immediately. Finished a glass of water? Take 30 seconds to wash it. Taking off your coat? Take 10 seconds to hang it in the closet. Need to send a quick confirmation email? Do it right now. Each time you do this, you are casting a vote for the type of person you want to be. These are micro reps for your willpower muscle. They seem insignificant, but over time, they create a deep-seated identity of discipline. Pillar 2, train your focus, the interval method. In our hyper-distracted world, the ability to focus is a superpower. Discipline isn't just about doing hard things. It's about resisting the endless stream of easy distractions. The best way to build this mental endurance is through structured, focused intervals, much like an athlete. The approach is simple. Set a clear intention. I am going to work on this presentation for the next 15 minutes without distraction. Choose one specific task. Set a timer. Start with a short interval, 15 minutes, maybe 10. Work with a singular focus. For that time, you have only 2 options: work on your chosen task or do absolutely nothing. You're not allowed to check your phone or open a new tab. If you feel the urge to procrastinate, you must simply sit there and observe it until the timer ends. Take a genuine break. When the timer goes off, get up and take a real, guilt-free break for 5 minutes. Repeat the cycle. Why is this so powerful? First, it's not overwhelming, but more importantly, it trains you in the critical skill of sitting with discomfort. When the urge to seek distraction arises, and it will, the rule isn't to fight it with brute force. It's to simply observe it without acting on it. You are training your brain to understand that urges are just passing signals, not commands. You are the one in control. This is mindfulness in action, and it is the key to breaking the cycle of impulsive behavior that sabotages discipline. Pillar 3. Engineer your environment, the path of least resistance. Willpower is a finite resource. Even the most disciplined person will eventually give in if temptation is constantly in their path. The smart strategy, then, is not to rely on willpower alone, but to design an environment that makes discipline the path of least resistance. You have to proactively identify your weaknesses and make it harder to give in to them. It's about creating friction for bad habits and reducing friction for good ones. If you waste time on your phone, don't just rely on self-control. When you need to focus, put your phone in another room. If you want to eat healthier, don't stock your pantry with junk food. Keep healthy snacks visible and easily accessible. If you want to exercise in the morning, lay out your workout clothes the night before. If you want to read more, leave a book on your pillow. Put the TV remote in a drawer. Think of yourself as an architect of your own behavior. Every change is a strategic move to guide your future self toward better choices. Don't leave your success up to in-the-moment decisions. Decide in advance. This isn't a sign of weakness. It's a sign of intelligence. Pillar 4. Systemize your goals, the clarity framework. Discipline without direction is wasted effort. Vague goals like get fit are recipes for failure because they offer no clear target. To apply discipline effectively, you need absolute clarity. This begins with setting clear, specific goals using the SMART framework. They must be specific, not get fit, but run a 5K race. Measurable, run a 5K race in under 30 minutes. Achievable, is this realistic? Adjust if necessary. Relevant, why does this goal matter to you? Time-bound, I will achieve this by December 31st. A clear goal gives you a destination, but you still need a map. The next step is to break that goal down into the smallest possible tasks. A 5K in 6 months feels daunting, but what does it break down to today? Go for a 20-minute run after work. That is a clear, actionable instruction. Once you have your tasks, you must prioritize them ruthlessly. A common mistake is to start with easy, low-impact tasks. This is a trap. It uses up your best energy on unimportant things. Instead, identify your most important task, the one you're most likely to procrastinate on, and do it first. This strategy, sometimes called eating the frog, leverages your natural energy cycles. Your willpower is highest in the morning. By dedicating that peak energy to your top priority, you ensure the most important work gets done. Pillar 5. Build identity through consistency. The habit loop. I'll say it again. Discipline is not just something you do. It's something you become. The ultimate goal of this blueprint is to shift your identity. You stop saying, I'm trying to exercise, and start believing, I am a person who exercises. This identity is not built on grand gestures. It is forged in the fire of small, daily, consistent actions. Habits are the building blocks of identity. They are behaviors that, through repetition, become automatic. This is why daily routines are the engine of self-discipline. A morning routine where you meditate, review your goals, and start your most important task automates your discipline. You're no longer deciding whether to do it each day. It's just what you do. Part of building this identity involves practicing delayed gratification in small ways. Resist the urge to check your email for a full hour. When you get a paycheck, transfer a set amount to savings before you consider spending it. Choose the healthier meal, but still allow yourself a small indulgence. It's not about total deprivation. It's about making conscious, goal-aligned choices. Finally, to solidify this new identity, you must track and celebrate your progress. This is non-negotiable. At the end of each day, take 2 minutes to write down your wins. Did you stick to your focus interval? Write it down. Did you do your 2-minute task immediately? Acknowledge it. This forces your brain to recognize your successes, building proof that you are capable of change. And it generates a winner effect, where each success, no matter how small, makes the next one more likely. What to do when you fail? The resilience protocol. Now, let's be perfectly clear. You will fail. There will be a day when you snooze the alarm or skip the workout. It is not a matter of if, but when. This is where most people's journey ends. They see a single lapse as a total failure. The all-or-nothing mindset kicks in. I've broken my streak, so what's the point? This is the most destructive thought you can have. The single most important trait of a disciplined person is not perfection, it is resilience. It is the ability to get back on track immediately. Missing one workout doesn't ruin your progress, but missing 2 in a row starts to form a new habit of not working out. A lapse is an event. A collapse is a choice. So, here's the resilience protocol. When you slip up, you must do 2 things. Forgive yourself instantly. There is no room for shame. Berating yourself for being human is counterproductive. Acknowledge what happened without judgment. Restart on the very next action. Do not wait for tomorrow. Do not wait for Monday. If you skipped your morning workout, make sure you eat a healthy lunch. The goal is to shorten the distance between failure and your next disciplined action to be as close to 0 as possible. Those with unbreakable self-discipline aren't the ones who never fall. They are the ones who get back up the fastest. See each failure not as an indictment of your character, but as a data point. What can you learn? Then you simply begin again. This entire blueprint is built on one core idea. Small actions create massive change. So let's put it into practice right now. Don't try to implement all 5 pillars at once. That leads to the same overwhelm we're trying to avoid. I want you to choose just one absurdly small action from pillar 1 and do it. Maybe it's meditating for 3 minutes. Maybe it's reading 5 pages of a book. Maybe it's putting on your shoes and walking for 10 minutes. Pick your one thing. And to create commitment, share that one action in the comments below. Let us know what tiny step you are taking today to begin building your blueprint. And if you found this guide helpful and want more practical reflections to build a stronger mind, make sure to subscribe. It helps others who are stuck in the same cycle find this content, so let's bring it all together. The reason you've struggled with self-discipline is that you've been playing the wrong game. You've been waiting for motivation, a feeling that is fundamentally unreliable. The real path is to treat discipline like a skill one that is built, not born. It is a system. That system is this blueprint. Pillar 1. Start absurdly small to build momentum. Pillar 2. Train your focus to build mental endurance. Pillar 3. Engineer your environment to make good choices easy. Pillar 4. Systemize your goals to bring clarity to your efforts. And Pillar 5. Build your identity by forging habits through daily action. This isn't just about productivity, it's about taking control of your life. It's about closing the gap between the person you are and the person you want to become. And it starts with the truth that every small act of discipline is strengthening the part of your brain responsible for willpower. The 30 days journey begins now, not with a giant leap, but with a single, small, deliberate step. Remember the choice: the short-term, temporary pain of discipline, or the heavy, permanent pain of regret. Choose discipline. It is the price of your dreams, and it is a price you are more than capable of paying.